Okay, today we're going to make brown lemon butter sauce that goes with our traditional New Year's Day dinner, which is sauerkraut and pork, mashed potatoes, and we make a homemade applesauce, which is apples and pineapple chunks together. Lemon butter sauce is great on the pork, gives it a good flavor. You can actually use it on anything. You can use it on chicken, on seafood, beef, and it's especially good on pork. It gives you kind of like a sweet and sour taste with the sweetness of the brown butter and the bitterness of the lemon, so it's really good flavor on pork. To start out with, you want to brown your butter. I use 3/4 of a cup of butter, and you have to use real butter. Margarine will not work. You won't get the same flavor. You want to use 3/4 of a cup, which is 1.5 sticks of butter. Let that brown. You want it to brown real good. You want it, the more it browns, the better flavor you get. The key is to get it right before it burns. Get it off so it won't burn. The more it browns, the better flavor you're going to have. The whole sauce is going to taste better. We add that to 3 cups of beef stock. Beef stock, I just use water and beef bouillon for my beef stock. For this, it's very simple. And then you add 3 tablespoons of lemon juice to the beef stock. That gives you your sourness from the lemon, and you got the sweetness from the butter. Then we thicken that with a little bit of cornstarch after we get it all together. But just hold off a second on that. You don't want to stir this too much. You want to get it going. You can kind of tell from the look and from the smell. Nothing smells better than brown butter as it's browning. It smells very good. You don't want to stir it up too much because it gets the sediment from the bottom of the butter up into the butter as it's browning. You really don't want to get that too much. One little trick that I do as the butter's browning to see how brown it is, I'll go down and I'll blow on it. Then you can see better. Gets the residue off the top, all the bubbles off the top, you can see better. Okay. Now we're going to pour the butter into the beef stock, and you've got to do this very carefully. You've got to do it slow, because essentially you're pouring grease into water, which is not a good thing to do. But for this sauce, you got to do it. So you want to do it slowly. Just add it slowly, then it won't overflow on you and it won't splatter all over the place. If you do it too fast, it's going to splatter all over the place, and that's not going to be good. You don't want to pour it all in because you're going to have a little bit of the residue down at the bottom of the skillet, and that's going to be real salty, and you're not going to want that in there. So leave a little bit left in your skillet, and just don't worry about that. Okay, now we've got the beef stock and the brown butter combined. Now we're going to add our lemon juice, say 3 tablespoons of lemon juice. Gives it just enough bitterness and flavor for it. Now we're going to bring that to a boil. We need to wait a minute or two for that to boil, and then we'll be right back. The mixture's starting to come to a boil now, so now we'll add the cornstarch in. Cornstarch, I just put a little bit in a bowl, mix it with some warm water. You've got to blend it together well, and just add it slowly to your mixture. And cornstarch is kind of tricky too. You never know how thick it's going to get until it comes back to a boil. So you got to add it slowly, then mix it in real good, so it doesn't clump up on you, and you do need to bring it back to a boil because cornstarch really doesn't work until after it comes back to boil. And when it boils, it does this thickening, and it also takes the flavor of the cornstarch out as it boils. You could also use roux if you want to use roux, a little bit of flour and butter. You could make a blonde roux and put that in. You could do it either way. I didn't have any roux made, and it was just easier today to do it with cornstarch. So. Okay, you can see it's turning to a nice golden brown. I'm going to have to pop it off the heat here because it's getting a little hot. But it's turning into a nice golden brown sauce. And that's pretty much it. That's how we make our brown lemon butter sauce. Okay, you can see the lemon butter is nice and thick. It's got the golden brown flavor or look. Now, the last thing you need to do is just add a little bit of salt. You just want to tad just to give it some flavor. I'm not a big salt fan, but for whatever reason, and this it gives a little bit of extra kick of flavor. And you also want to do a little taste test. Make sure there's enough lemon lemon juice in there for you. You might want to add just a tad more lemon juice, make it a little bit bitter. So again, that's just kind of up to taste. But basically, that's it. You're good to go.